Yeah, as a matter of fact, a friend of mine had invited me to come over by someone's house where they were filming a movie at at the person's house. They were filming a movie and in New Orleans, and I went out there, and while we were at the house on the set and everything, how? Cause I'm like, oh my gosh, like I hadn't seen him. I hadn't seen Hound in forever, like years. So of course, we just catching up. We was just running it and talking, and um that yeah, that it's been a few years, but it was good to see him. It's always good to see,
Mm,
the faces of family, because that's exactly what we are.
for
And
sure.
yeah, so Hound was doing good, but it's certain people. I talk to different people every now and then.
Hmm.
They'll bring up Hounds. They're still, so everybody's communicating. They're just not communicating at the same time.
Yes. Was,
But
was was Harold related to Slim?
I don't know. That I do not know. I'm not sure.
Okay.
I
Okay.
Yeah, I never knew if he was. I never knew that. I am not sure.
Yeah, I mean, he only had one album, wasn't it, on No Limit? If I wasn't,
Hound from
yeah.
Gertown. Yep.
Mm. What? No,
Yep.
what? Gertan, is that a part? Explain that to
It's
me.
a hood. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you're from, but like if somebody was to claim a set, that's his set.
Okay, so it's not like a name of a place. That's like a name of a set in essence.
Yeah, like a little, yeah, a neighborhood
Hmm.
maybe,
Okay.
or the
Yes.
area that he's from. Yeah.
Yeah, memory lane, man. Memory lane.
Yeah.
It's and through the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifference. Um, Chronicles was interesting, as we've highlighted. There was so much left out. It would be
Mhm.
good if maybe someone did that, like maybe a follow-up, maybe to include the people who weren't
Right.
in that there.
Right.
If P does it himself, I think that would be a wonderful thing for him to do. I doubt it very much.
I
Um,
don't know. I don't think he's gonna do it now. But the thing about it is, I do know that initially that was supposed to be something that Beats by the Pound were doing.
oh yes, I have spoken to Moby and that, yeah, that Beats by the Pound thing, yeah.
Yeah, that was actually they were going to be the ones doing that No Limit Chronicles. I don't know if that was going to be the name of it, but it was their idea to do it first. And but he he decided he wanted to do it, and so he did it without them.
Man.
Yeah.
What was your relationship and what is your relationship with Cash Money?
Oh, cool. Like uh BG and Slim did a song that I did with them. It's a big song that still today plays in New Orleans, and and
On Uptown Soldiers, that one.
yes, and it's called It's On.
I
Uh,
did not know that was you, C Star. I should have
yeah,
recognized the tones.
yeah. That's So I was cool with the Cash. Then it was a guy who I was really close with Cash Money, and he was like their, I believe he was like their road manager. Um, but we met years ago. There was a rap group in Baton Rouge called OCB, which are those are my brothers. Um, but they did a song with Wayne, and this may have been around the No Limit
It was
time
the
frame. I believe
90s.
it was. Yeah,
OCB, I didn't come across them.
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. They nice. My brothers, Peabody and Loco.
Oh,
Well, they put Wayne on a song, And so I was at the studio with them when Wayne came to do the song, and the guy was with Wayne. And of course, we were talking or whatever, and come to find out we had the same birthday. Um, so we kept in touch, and every year it was like a happy birthday thing for us. But like when baby would have like his birthday parties in New Orleans, he would invite me and I would bring a friend or something, and we go to the parties. So um I've never and Excel is related to Juvenile as well. Juvenile and Excel are cousins, you know, the producer Excel.
Yes, yes. Okay.
So I can't remember what it was Juvie came into town for, but I was able to hang out with them one time. So I was cool with the Cash Money Now Baby. Of course, I don't know. I haven't met him personally, but the artist I have
Yeah.
met, and the Cash Money No Limit thing, that was more so of the heads and not the artists.
Yeah, from what I can gather, yes.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed. It would
yeah.
have been, I guess, as I say, I mean, as a consumer of of the material back then, and even with a more of a wise head, I still think it would have been a good thing for them to have
Of
linked up.
course, a good thing. That would have been an awesome. That would have been an awesome thing. Imagine a No Limit Records and a Cash Money Records versus.
Oh, come on. I mean, come
Imagine
on.
that.
That'd be crazy. That would be
Yeah,
absolutely.
imagine that.
But even just having the mixture, just imagine, you know, each produce like Manny producing, you know, rather than Beats by the Pound, and then vice
Mm,
versa, Beats by the Pound producing like on Hot Boys or something like that. Like, man, you know.
yeah, that I mean, that's the way everybody else was thinking.
Yeah,
Don't think that they didn't have people that didn't want to work with and do collaborations and stuff. They did.
that would have been a beautiful thing. But look, no one signed no more.
Yeah. Uh
Yeah, no. All it takes
I'm
is
I don't think that I don't, you know, I don't hear anybody doing any songs together, but I do know, like, as far as like concerts, like Juvenile and Mystical a lot of times end up in the same spots for,
okay.
yeah, like when they do like these southern tours and things like
Yes.
that. Yeah, they're a lot of times they're on the same tickets, and they cool. Like Mike, when I say Mike, that's Mystical. Mike says it all the time. Like him, Juvie, that's his dog. I think they did a song together though.
Yeah, they
Don't
did.
quote me on it, but I do believe that they did.
Yep, they did. And I'm sure, well, Mystical was over there for a bit as well when he came out.
Of course. Yep.
Did he
Of
actually
course. Yeah.
did he actually release an album, or was it just single?
I don't think he did an album, but
Yeah, it
don't
was
quote me on that. I don't think he did. I think he
that's
just did a,
that single with him, Baby, and Wayne, right?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's when, like, you know. And is now Bounce is more of a New Orleans thing rather than a Baton Rouge, or does that?
Oh yeah. And that, yeah, New Orleans has always been bounce. Baton Rouge has always been gangster. Yep, Baton Rouge has always been the C Lokes, the Boosies, the Kevin Gates, the Young Boys. Like that has
Yeah.
always been the sound of that. And you know, there's other artists as well that's like that, but that's known. But yeah, that's always been our sound, and the bounce has always been New Orleans sound. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So we're back in the present now. We're back in the present. What's on the horizons? What's the some more aspirations, thoughts, and goals? I guess not so much. Well, I guess yeah. Let's be quite holistic on the personal side, and on a musical side. What have we got cooking up, gumbo style?
I mean, personal, I am behind like a couple of businesses that I am getting off the ground, which you'll hear about. You'll hear about them because they're gonna be huge.
Mm,
Uh, but music wise, I have something in store, music wise. Not just from because I am doing my gospel. Um, and but I because I've done interviews with gospel radio shows and for music that I've released. And the one thing that I like to say is that I don't want to be listed as a gospel artist because I feel like putting an artist in a genre is putting them in a box.
yes.
I'm not in a box. Um, and for me, gospel is the truth. It's the truth about Christ, but
Hmm.
it's also I have truth too, that some of my truth isn't all glory, glory, hallelujah.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
um I'm working on that as well. And but I am putting out what would be considered a gospel album. But after speaking with Excel the other night, we kind of coming up with some things. And because I still write, and I still I'm married, I'm in a relationship, so I still write relationship songs.
Oh, praise to the
um
Most High.
yeah, so I mean, I'm still human. So we cooking something up,
Yeah, yeah.
and we cooking something up, and I think that it is something that um you know real fans and hopefully new fans will love. And I did just want to say this because I always get like, okay, so what happened, after No Limit or whatever. What people don't know is I've done music after No Limit. Is just that it was years before the internet became what the internet is
Mm,
now.
indeed.
So a lot of the stuff that I did, a lot of people didn't get a chance to hear it, even though I was putting it out.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, I lost a lot of my music when we had the Great Flood in Baton Rouge in 2016.
Damn.
I lost a lot of the music that I had been doing from that time. So now that the internet is what it is, it's like I can't go back and be like, okay, so this is some of the things. But I did put out an EP in 2015. It was called More to Come, but I didn't put it out under Miss Peaches. I put it out under my real name, which is Al Dreamer.
Ah.
Yes. So I did put out an EP. And it does sound a little older to what you
Mature.
hear. Yeah. Well, it sounds mature from No Limit, but it also sounds like a little old from now. Like you'll be able to tell the difference. For me, I say it's still good music. Um, it just depends on what type of music are you into at this stage of your life. So I did put out some things, and I have put out some recent music. It's
Hmm.
just that I've put it out under Al Dreamer. um
What's the reason behind that? Just to separate
um
the personas, or?
yeah. I was telling Excel one night when we was talking, and I was like, because a lot of people wanted to know, like, why not still Peaches or whatever. And I'm like, because um I've always been Peaches. I was Peaches as a little girl, like
Hmm.
way before No Limit. um but now that grown up
Yes, I
I've
get it.
grown up.
Yeah, I get it.
And I'm like, this is who I am, even though I know this is not where my fan base is, because
Hmm.
yeah, my family and people at home, I'm gonna always be Peaches to them.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, Al Dreamer, that's my name, that's who I am. And I said, when it comes to like R&B, I was like, you look at a lot of your R&B artists, Brandy is Brandy, right?
Yeah.
Monica is Monica, right?
Hmm.
Whitney is Whitney, right? Mariah is Mariah. Fantasia is Fantasia. Why Al Dreamer can't be Al Dreamer?
Facts.
So, so yeah, it is kind of bittersweet because of that Miss Peaches is where the fan base is, but that is why I'm saying like we cooking up something to kind of give Miss Peaches fans what they want. They gonna get our Dreamer, they just might get her under her alias.
Mm.
So yeah, just just for the fans, just to kind of put the fire out of what happened too.
Yes.
And from there, hopefully that'll be able to blend in with, you know, I'm still here. It's just that you'll have to know me by another name.
Indeed,
So
indeed.
yeah.
And I totally forgot to mention this one. The legendary Miss T.
Mm, yes.
Y'all gonna
Out of
work
New
together?
Orleans.
Indeed.
I never did anything with Miss T. I never got a chance to work with Miss T. I've met her. I've had the pleasure of meeting her. But we never did any music together. As a matter of fact, when it comes to like New Orleans artists, actually I've met many. But let's say for your bounce, like Miss T and Cheeky Black.
Cheeky.
Yeah. Cheeky is so funny because I went to New York one time some years back, and that's when I first met her. And she was like hilarious. She's cool, down to earth. Um, but yeah, so I've met them. We just haven't we never got a chance to actually work together. I think when it comes to the female artists in Louisiana, um, I don't know. No one connects us. Um,
Maybe the trend needs to be booked and y'all need to connect with each other.
right. Well, I don't know what's gonna happen now because I'm in. When I tell you, I'm like I
Yeah.
hardly go to Louisiana. Uh, not to say that I won't or I couldn't. It's just that I was more so in a position to be connected, should I say,
Indeed.
when I was in Louisiana, when I was living there. So now it's just like if I'm connected to anybody, I mean, I'm open to working
Yes.
with anybody as long as it's the right message. That's
Mhm.
why I do put that out, because I do get a lot of rappers that reach out to me. They'll DM me and be like, hey, you still do music with other people? I'm like, yeah, it depends on the content of the song. And
Music with a purpose.
yes, yeah, I don't take it lightly, and I don't believe just getting on just anything just because it's music. And of course, I'm very much conscious now of the message that I put out. So
And you're
I,
and you're clearly aware of the power that music has.
exactly, because back then I was I was living what I was, I was living, I was wild, and I was out here thugging. So of course,
Mm,
this is what I'm talking about. And I realized, like, even still, if that's what it is, it's not something to glorify. Um,
yes.
yeah, and that's one of the things I think that in our communities, in our culture, that we have to learn to separate, because um, even if this is all we see, and yes, tell your story, tell your story, tell your story,
Mhm.
but don't glorify it,
Yes.
because I have a story and I have some ugliness in my stories, but it's nothing that I'm proud of. So it's
Mhm.
nothing that I want to showcase, like, look at me doing
Yeah.
this. I think at a certain age or a certain level of experience in life, because it's not always, some people younger experience things early in life to where they learn wisdom from it. But for a lot of our artists, who it's like, when you know better, you do better. And social media has definitely become an open book for all ages, to where at one point, you had to purchase things to be able to have access to it.
Indeed.
And now everything is just free and in the open. So we just have to be more aware and more conscious that the youth is watching, children are watching, and for your older entertainers, it's like, you know, you rapped about the hood and what was going on in the hood and what you was doing in the hood 20 something years ago. You've been out the hood for some time now, and you've been out the hood for a reason. So we have to break the cycle of continuing to put the same poison back into the communities that we claim that we want to see win, yeah, like my daughter just said, win and set free and you know, just we're not going to get a different outcome if we keep repeating the same cycle. And unfortunately, I have to admit, I was part of the problem. I was part of the poison, which is why I would want to use my voice now to speak to other young females, even especially ones wanting to be in the industry, and give them some of the reality of it, not just what they see on TV, because they don't show the ugly on TV. And a lot of times the ugly is hidden. And there's a lot of vultures in this industry.
Very
A lot
much
of
so.
vultures, yes, a lot of vultures in this industry. And you know, it's just about changing the message. Change the message. We change the message, we change the mindsets.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we can build a nation again.
Exactly. Yes, a strong one at that, because this youth is so fearless. We just need the fearlessness to be used in the right direction.
More productively. Channel that intention and that anger and that inquisitiveness and that creativity in the right places.
Right. Because if music is food for the soul, what are we feeding the souls?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where are these artists having an accountability for the filth that they're putting out?
Exactly. Yeah. I don't even call it music, because it's not even music anymore. It's just like trash. And you know, my sons look at me, and daughters may think that I'm like being old school. And I'm like, nah, because you know, we had our pop and we had our Biggie, we had our Easy E, but we also had a gumbo.
This
We
is
had
it.
a balance.
Balance is the key. Yes.
We had a balance when it comes to, because a lot of people, and even I say, like, the music is there. The point is not that the music is there, because the music was there then, the conscious music was there then, but we can also turn on the radio and hear it. We can also turn on the TV and see it. Now everything is just popping pills, selling drugs, killing. I mentioned one time, like, when we were as little girls growing up, your grandmother or your mama, like, if you're sitting down next to her, if your legs was open, you get popped. You get popped on your leg. Close your legs. We don't even have female artists that close their legs.
No.
It's just like, it's like the message that is being fed to our youth, both male and female, is so much of it. And that's what I teach my kids. Like, I don't teach them, oh, you can't listen to this, but I teach them, if you're gonna put something in your ears, balance it. Balance what you listen to, because you're feeding your soul. And if you're only feeding your soul this one thing, that's the only thing that you're gonna attract. That's the only type of energy you're gonna attract. You have to learn the balance, and that's what the music industry is missing from mainstream media, is the balance. But we know that that's not what mainstream media wants. So we have to somehow figure out how to encourage the youth to demand it, because that's what they're gonna go by, what's in demand.
We need to popularize righteousness. That's what we need to do.
Yeah.
Being good, being bad and being horrible and negative is good now. That's
right.
Being wicked is good, and being good is stupid. and
Yeah,
foolish.
and if you speak against it, it's like you're crazy, and
Yeah.
you. It's just we live in a world where the truth is a lie and a
Yeah.
lie is the truth,
It's the,
and it's just like sometimes I'm like, what kind of world are we living in? And
sis,
yeah,
you've got the situation where the fashion attire for young women is this is what prostitutes used to wear 20 years ago.
you wouldn't dare have caught us wearing this stuff in the public, and the killer part about it is like if you see something posted on the internet and you see somebody put like all these fire symbols up under, and I'm like, but that's not in the clothes.
I know.
This,
It's
we don't
lingerie.
need nothing is left to the imagination.
Mm.
And I can't remember who posted it. It's like you one of these one some entertainer had posted, and it was like you used to be excited just to see somebody in a mini skirt or something,
Yeah.
because that was not, that was the thing. Like women had more self respect for
Yes.
themselves, and they held more dignity in um I'm not I hold myself to a certain standard to where the world doesn't deserve
Yeah.
to see every part of me, and which makes it hard for sons young males
Of
who are
course, who are
coming up in this, because they
overly sexualized and all they're
yeah.
seeing is this stuff.
Yeah, and it's like it's and I'm taking up for the males right now, because the females always have something to say about the males. But my thing is, I'm raising sons, and I'm raising kings. But will they have anything to select from? Um, because they already know, like, I don't want nothing. If your body got to be shown to the whole world,
That's not for
I
me.
don't, yeah, I don't want that. And so to each is his own. Some people love it.
Hmm.
Um, but I look at it like it's pimp culture. So
Unfortunately, yeah.
yeah, it's pimp culture, and both male and female, we just have to hold one another to a higher standard than what we hold ourselves to. If we held ourselves to a higher standard, um, then the youth would follow.
Mm.
You know, I looked up to Whitney Houston.
Hmm.
I looked up to Mariah Carey. You know, I looked up to Salt and Pepper. I looked like these are the women that I can say, like, in my day I looked up to. And I don't, Whitney Houston um got platinum records,
Mm.
and I don't know what her butt cheeks look
Thank you.
like. I don't know what her breast looks like.
Mm.
I've never seen her in a whole see-through outfit. Like, so some people use the excuse like they're doing it because that's what people know,
No.
that people want talent. They want talent, but they're only getting what is being flushed down their throats.
Exactly.
Yeah, her is awesome. Her is making hits, but her has some decency about herself,
Mm.
you know? So we got to look at it and stop saying that that's all that's all the media wants. That's no, the media doesn't have that much control. Um,
But they've conditioned.
yeah,
Let's
yeah,
let's be honest. They've conditioned a lot of weak-willed people to accept this stuff, and through 2 to 3 generations, this is now the
yeah.
norm. And unless we, the ones who are aware of what's going on, as we're highlighting, make the changes, you know, unfortunately, we're going to have a generation of people running around and doing the weirdest things and thinking that that's normal.
We are, or we are.
Well, it's
Because
gonna get
we
even more.
are like now.
It's gonna get even worse. It's like we're
Yeah,
seeing pockets of this stuff, like, but we're gonna see, as I say, if it doesn't change, we're gonna see like it's already a ball of confusion. It's
but
already
the thing about it is, it goes back to the media, because the person who controls the media,
Mm.
the person who controls the media controls what you see, because you have sisters singers and rappers, and you have them. The media is just not going to put the spotlight on them. So it's like, how do they get there? Because the generation of today, they have some that's not on this train
yeah.
of this agenda.
Mhm.
But the person who controls the media controls the masses, and as long as the media is keeping them out, um you know, I just, I don't know, I don't have the answer, but I know that it's there. But look who controls the outlets.
Yeah.
And it's not even us who control the outlets. It's not even, the ones that they're putting in the forefront to destroy the generations don't even look like the generations. I'm
Yes.
just gonna say that.
Mhm.
So it's like you got puppets.
Exactly.
It's a bunch of puppets, and
And
the
we don't even know.
puppet masters.
Yeah, we don't even know that. We don't even know properly what the puppet masters even look like.
Right, right. But the puppet masters are not the ones out here in the fishnet dresses. It's not the ones who are on, or I'm not gonna say not they're on it, but they're not broadcasting Percocets and Molly's and yeah, those are not the people who are um controlling the media. They're just telling the artists
This is
what
right.
the poison that they need to feed. And if you're feeding
Indeed.
anything outside of that, then I don't know if you heard the song "This Is a War."
By
Jimmy
oh,
Levis is his name, I think.
you have to shoot me the
Um,
link, sis. Shoot me the link after.
right. Okay. I'll send it. I'll DM it to you. But it's a song called "This Is a War," and Jimmy Levy. It's two artists though. It's a singer and it's a
Oh yes, I've only this. I love synchronicity. I literally stumbled across that video probably on the
yeah.
weekend, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And they're trying to censor it or some shit stuff, aren't they?
Yeah, because the guy was like, when he was talking about like how he was on drugs real bad and stuff, like the media was pushing hard for him. But as soon as he came up with this and started, they was like, we not touching it. Like they told him that he was being controversial.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just talking the truth. He's conscious. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And I
this is
and
the
I think
days.
like that song is like right now should be, even though they're topping the charts and was, I'm not going to even speak on it. But they were topping the charts. And then all of a sudden, because they were topping the charts, here comes another artist with the same song, but different, the same song, but different interpretations of the song, like maybe different languages. All of a sudden, I've never seen this. I've never seen, if I go to the charts of music and you see the same song 4 or 5 times, and it's just because it might be in Spanish or, and so
Oh,
yeah, I'm like, y'all know that's that don't even, it don't even work like that. The same song does not chart on, maybe see the Apple top playlist So it's something that they're doing to take that image of this is a war is out and put, this other artist image in front of all of that, and
Yes.
it's crazy. So it's just like,
Media manipulation. That's what they
yeah,
call it.
yeah, yeah, and that's who's controlling,
Mm,
the masses is we already know
definite,
we already
definite.
know what's going on, and I just wish that a lot of the youth would wake up, and rebel against the destruction of what is trying to destroy them, because that's basically what it is. It is um, demonic
Oh
things
yes,
trying
most
to
definitely.
destroy them. And if they get it, that we are definitely in a more spiritual battle,
Mhm.
than anything, um, because it's about souls, um, then maybe they would catch on. Um, I don't know.
Reasons
I
and
really, honestly, I really
seasons.
don't know.
Yeah,
It's
I know, I
yeah,
know,
I
I
really
know.
don't know. It's just like, even back then when we had our music, and we had both. We had the balance. We had the Queen Latifah
Mhm.
saying, "Who you calling up?"
Then
You know.
it's UNITY.
Yeah, now it's just like, and don't, like I said, I always will take my blame for what I put out, but I always say now, when I was out there and I was referring to I'm that bitch
Mhm.
and bitch this and bitch that, I couldn't understand. I kept attracting dogs.
Yeah, it's you
I
just said
kept
it.
attracting dogs, and
Y-
I
Yeah.
wasn't conscious enough to put that together, that the words that I am
Yes.
speaking out of my mouth, I am
Ex
speaking this into the universe.
into
And
existence.
I'm speaking it into existence, and I don't even realize it, because I'm thinking like, oh, I'm just doing music. And it took me to go through life and have my awakening and be like, that's the problem. I'm speaking this into my life,
Mhm.
and I'm wondering why I can't find the love of my life, you know? And once I started referring myself to being who I am, the queen that I am, and
Yeah.
and stop cursing myself,
Yes.
I
You
got
broke
the
the generational curse of sorts, and
exactly, yes,
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 I
and it's
know.
yeah, and it's just like, this is the cycle that we have to stop repeating. Stop letting these kids. I had to stop my kids, like, from listening to these artists who talk about suicide all the time and stuff like that, because I was literally starting to see demonic stuff going on, and they're too young to understand. Like, stop learning these words to these songs and repeating these words,
Yeah.
because you don't realize this is,
Mantras.
yes, yes, and it's all it's witchcraft, and you're speaking spells, you know.
Sis,
uh
sis, and listen, on that note, we are definitely going to do a part two, and we're going to go a lot deeper, I think, because
right,
you're clearly well studied in this area, and I love the journey and the direction that you go in.
right.
I've got two very last questions for
Hmm.
this first installment. The first one is, have you had fun today?
I did. I did. I think one of the greatest aspects of it, especially doing like interviews or just people, period, um, is talking to strangers, um, but being comfortable enough to talk to the stranger.
Mm,
Um, yeah, if that makes any sense. Like,
yes.
yeah, like and especially to have the conversations that we're having. I'm like, this is it's comfortable, but it's uncomfortable for me, because I know how the media likes to portray, like, we can't have
Yeah.
our own mind, and
Mhm.
anything we say is not law. So yeah, I really enjoyed myself. We were able to touch on many
Yeah.
things. Yeah.
Definitely give thanks. Light always attracts light, so
Yes.
you already know what it is. My very last one for you. I mean, we've had a very holistic conversation. Please tell us who you are, but don't tell us your name.
Okay. Um, uh, I love, um, I love people, but I don't like people.
I love it.
I, I love people, but I don't like people. I am um, brutally honest um, to myself and others when needed be. I am. I'm a good friend. Um, I'm loyal. I'm to myself, although I'm an entertainer. I'm very much to myself. Um, I mind the business that pays me, basically, basically. And I am a messenger, and I believe that I am on this journey to use my voice um, to not only put out good music, but to also send a message um, because a lot of people in the world need to hear a message
Mhm.
more than just music. They need to hear a message, and sometimes the message could be something as simple as saying something on a stage that might change someone's life forever. And that's the person that I am, and that's the person who I want to be. I am the person who inspires to make a difference in somebody's life, whether it's a child or an adult or an elderly person.
Mhm.
That's just who I am. I'm one of the ones that has my hopes set up high to see us living in peace.
Love
Yeah.
it. Very holistic, very I like it. I like it. That was deep, that was this. How can people get hold of you? Throw all of your social medias out. I'll make sure I'll put links down below in the description.
Okay. My Instagram is I am Al Dreamer. Um, my Twitter is I'm Al Dreamer. Unfortunately, I am not on the TikTok wave. Yeah. Um, and
I'm not as well, sister, don't trip.
yeah, I don't, I'm Instagram is probably the only social media that I actually use. I might share to Twitter, like anything I post on Instagram, I just automatically share it to Facebook, which would be I'm Al Dreamer as well, I believe. Or
Mhm.
it might just be Al Dreamer, but I don't actually go on them. I'll just share it. And every blue moon I might go onto those sites. But Instagram is the only one that I'll actually go on, and you know I'm always looking for um, ideas
Yes.
and business ideas and investment ideas, and also some of the information I don't want to be too far out of the loop. So some of the information that I may find out what's going on right now, I'll get it from um, social media. But yes, anywhere on social media, if you put in Al Dreamer, um, I'll pull up. But like I said, Instagram is probably the best bet of actually trying to reach out to me um, and see up to date information. And like I said, I do have something very special that's going to be coming soon. I'm just working on getting all the legalities um, finished and
Mhm.
completed up on it, and then I can spread the news. And I am praying that that journey goes well. I'm excited about it. I'm excited about getting back into the booth, and I am excited about getting the music and the message back out to the people who rightfully deserve to hear maybe some good music that might end up um, catching a wind of the mainstream. So,
Yes.
yes,
Indeed, indeed. Very much enjoyed the conversation, young lady. Thank you
I
very
did
much for your
too.
time.
Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. You're most welcome. As I say, make sure you go over to the Instagram, follow, like, all of those wonderful things. If you just stumbled across this broadcast, and if you are listening on the podcast side, 5-star review would be much appreciated. Like, comment, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to jump on the train.